Okay, I'm ready whenever.
Hello?
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 Okay. Making sure.
Alright, I'm back. I just needed another bite of my burger, because pretty good. Alright, before we start, I added quite a bit of features onto the thing. So vape, this is gonna be the new home screen, and over here, you're gonna see a quest icon, and if you double click that, it shows up. It shows you all the quests. So now, instead of it being written on the map, you can just actually click it. And other than that, if you try and move your character, it now shows you the amount of distance that you're moving your character as. Not with WASD, with the mouse, I mean.
Okay.
So that it's easier for you guys to calculate how much movement you guys are doing. Because I noticed Inopus was having a hard time, so I needed to do that for him. Makes it easier for him to see the distance of his movement and move precisely. Stop floating in the air, sir. Go back down here. Alright. Let us... Yeah, oh yeah, you're gonna explore this town, don't worry. This is a foreshadowing of a town that you guys will visit in the future. Excuse me, sorry. You guys ready?
I am.
Alright. You guys wake up immediately the day after you guys have did some unspeakable things. That day or that night, Estel and Serena, what did you guys do the night before you went to bed?
I think Serena, with all the grief and anger and sadness she was feeling, she was down at the bar drinking for a little bit, then she went to bed and cried herself to sleep.
Alright. How about you, Estel? What did you do the night after you guys killed nobles? Or maybe you talked to Hayen? I don't know. What did you guys do?
Before I go to bed, I want to go to the graveyard.
Oh, alright. So I'll set it back tonight. Hayen, are you in the
Yes.
same room as Estel, or did you have your own room in the inn?
I had my own room.
Alright. So Estel, you sneak out in the middle of the night, probably at 12 a.m. You know, before people can notice that you're gone, you head over to, it seems to be a graveyard. And it seems like it's still under lockdown, but there's a guard over there. What do you do?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'd like to visit a grave.
He looks at you, your face. Around your belt, he sees the badge of the Thane and says, "Alright, follow me, sir. There's been some suspicious people coming in and out of this place, so we needed to lock it down." He heads
Yeah, I
over
heard
to
about
the
that.
gate and unlocks it. "There you go. I'll be waiting out here for you.
Thank
If you
you.
need anything, just scream. I'll run in." Then gives you a smile.
I like to look around.
Give me a perception check. Hmm. You look around. You read some of the names here on the graves. You don't see names that you actually remember or realize, but you do see the area that Ayana was in when she hit you in the head. She was over here. However, you don't seem to see anything weird in that area for now. I'll move the other two over here so they can see what's going on. But in spirit, you are not here.
Okay.
Because I don't want you guys to feel left out.
Hmm.
As you're moving around, Esto, it starts to rain. Looking around for any clues as to why Ayana was here last time. What do you do?
I noticed that there's a hole in the ground over here.
Mm-hmm. You peek in, and it seems to lead into a weird mine. However, as you look around, this hole seems to be fresh, like it wasn't usually here.
Hmm. Do I see any footprints around?
No, but over on this grave, you see footprints with your passive perception.
I'm gonna inspect it.
All right, roll it. With an investigation of 11, you read through the grave and you see a name that clings to your heart. Roland of the Rift has that name engraved on the tomb. What do you do? I'll turn off the rain on the graphic side so that it's not too laggy, but it's raining. All right.
Is it like freshly dug up?
It's not dug up, there's just footsteps there.
This one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one. There's a name written on it. Roland of the Rift. And then with your 11 investigation check, the immediate grave next to it, you see a name. Ayana von Hagen.
I'd like
What do you
to.
do?
Is there anything else written on it?
From what you can see, no. Roll me a history check with advantage. No, you don't seem to realize anything. Nope.
Well, I know this one isn't real. but the rolling one.
Mm-hmm. You see some
Can I
flowers on
attempt?
there.
Can I attempt to dig it up?
What would you use to dig it up?
My bare hands.
All right. Roll me a strength check and then a sleight of hand check. While you are doing this, Hyan,
Yes.
roll me a constitutions check at advantage. Oh yeah. You wake up in the middle of the night because you've left your in window open, water sprinkling into your room, and cold air breezing in. And then you stand up, and then you close the the window.
Mm-hmm.
But in the darkness of your room, you can see some two guards talking outside your window. The only light that is going in your room other than the candle, which is now blown because of the wind that went inside your room, is the two guards out here. You can hear them talking. You hear them talking about an elf that made his way in the middle of the night with a distraught look on his face. And then you made the connection that that might be Estel because he was moving a bit differently than you've known him before. He wasn't the type of person that would kill people for no reason, but however that happened, with a sense of confusion going over you. You start to wonder what Estel might be up to if that was actually him. What do you do?
I listen a little bit longer, see if the guards say where he went.
This guard just says he looks like he was heading to the graveyard. But other than that, they shifted the topic into talking about the vampires or other mysterious beings that were caught going in and out of the graveyard once again. And as they said those vampires, once again you realize that one of the person that saved Esto was a vampire, and then he seemed to have been fine. And then you guys found him in the mountain later that night, fine with all the vampire situation going on. This makes you feel uneasy. Sorry, my dog.
I
What do you do?
I get up and I grab my things and I go over to the graveyard just to check.
Alright. Roll me a roll me a normal 1d20 just to see how fast you go there, you know what I mean? How fast you
Don't
get
forget to ask for directions.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Alright.
I'll have to stop by the guards and ask which way the graveyard is because I don't know.
Alright, you head out in the pouring rain. And then ask the guard. What do you ask him?
Hey, do you happen to know the quickest way to get to the graveyard?
It would be straight north from here, over that direction, and then take a right. You would see another guard posted there. Just follow the beaten path, the stone path.
Okay, thank you
They
very
will
much.
tell you where to go.
Thank you very much.
Alright, as you're walking there, as you reach this area, give me a second. As you reach this area over here, I'll keep you there for a while.
Okay.
Esto, you keep digging and digging and digging, and it seems like you're not getting anywhere. With the rain pouring in, the mud just settling back down onto the onto the freshly dug area of the grave. Because it's raining and it's making the dirt wet, making it seep back down onto the hole that you're trying to make. You're making progress, but not that much progress with your natural one roll. What do you do? You ask yourself, what are you doing?
I just have to make sure it's him.
All right,
I keep digging.
you keep digging. You, high and reach two guards that are taking a shade on the tree, and then this one, there's a small roof over this wall over here that he's trying to stay behind or stay below.
Hmm.
Then he looks at you. Just looks at you. He doesn't do anything. He's just staring at you, wondering where you're going.
I give him a slight smile, not to arouse suspicion, and then I just keep walking by.
You smile back.
What was that?
He gives you a smile back.
Okay.
Alright. And then you notice this guard over here. He says, "Halt! Grave is off limits. What is it you need, Commoner?"
I'm just checking on something. I mean no harm. I just want to look inside the graveyard real quick.
Look inside, huh? It's off limits.
Why is it off limits?
Roll me a persuasion check. Well, it was off limits because there was talks about mysterious cultists and figures going in and out of the area, as well as vampires. How crazy is that? However, we were put here by the Jarl to not let anybody in or out.
Okay. Well, I probably can't change your mind, can I?
Nope. Sorry, Commoner.
Okay. I walk
Hearts like gold.
away, but I kind of like double back around this house because I still want to look in, but I don't want the goat to see me.
Alright. As you walk around, you see this tree that is leaning over the fence that you can probably climb over. That you can use to climb over the fence.
Okay, I'll try to climb over. I'll try to climb over it.
However, it is slippery, so you're gonna have to do an acrobatics check because it's raining and all.
Okay. And then I have
Oh yeah, you
I was gonna say I have my athlete thing which adds to it, but I got an 18 anyway, so.
you managed to go there. You managed to go up and get through. As you land over here, you see your brother Esto just digging a grave. With a concerned and confused emotion starting to overwhelm you. What do you do?
I get very suspicious, but I don't get any closer than that, and I just watch behind this gravestone for now.
You, Estel, roll me another sleight of hand check. Oh wait, you already did 3 minutes ago. With a 16 of your on your sleight of hand, you finally see a wooden area or a wooden part to where you're digging. What do you do? With mud completely over your hands and your body, with rain pouring over you, you see this wooden area starting to protrude from the hole that you are digging. What do you do?
try to dig faster.
You dig faster to expose this entire box or what seemed to be like a coffin. As you notice that it is shaped like a coffin. You manage to reveal it. Now your heart starts to sink with the feeling of opening it and seeing what you don't want to see. What do you do? You manage to
Slowly
push through
reach
your
for it.
emotions. Alright.
And start
You
to push it
slowly
open.
reach for it as your hands shaking, but you pushing through your fear and emotions with your shaking hands, you pry it open. It makes a small creaking noise and it starts to open. As you open it, this is when you see a completely intact body, but it is Roland's body nonetheless. However, it seems to be a fresh death. Or if it was not a fresh death, this body would have decomposed long ago. What do you do?
I start to break down.
You break down. You get on your knees, and as you get on your knees, give me a perception check at an advantage. With a 12 on perception, you notice on his leather belt that he was buried with, you notice a seal. A sigil that is of a castle with bats around it. Around the seal, there's a writing. Von Hagen of the Rift. And that is when you realize that Ayana also has her last name in the grave as Von Hagen. And this is when you connect the dots. You also realize that what the Jarl told you about the Tomidon Blyer estate. John Lautner bought the land and then gave the land to a mysterious name, Vera von Hagen. And this is where you start to get confused as to why your two friends when you were a slave are still wearing the Blyer sigil that you used to know as a child, as a very young slave. And even more than that, who is this Vera von Hagen that seemed to share the last names of your two fallen friends? This is where you start to get confused. You shake and Hayen, you see him breaking down. What do you do?
I think I approach him slowly, as in trying not to scare him.
Alright. You approach him slowly and he still does not see you. He's just looking at the grave with his heart in disbelief and confusion as to what is going on.
I speak up and I ask. Oh, I speak up and just saying his name to get his attention. Estel.
Estel, roll me a, a perception check once again at a disadvantage because of your emotions. As you hear those voices, Estel, with the rain and the mud all around you, you kinda heard it as Roland's voice. It might be just your grief, but you heard it as one of your slave brothers' voice saying, Estel. You turn around, and for a second, you get scared on who the mysterious figure is in front of you. But that is when you start to piece things together that it is Hayen calling out to your name. What do you do, Estel?
dead.
Who's dead? What are you doing out here? Whose grave is this?
Roland, my friend.
Who?
Roland.
Roll me a history check, Hayen. With a 10 on history check, you do remember that when you guys found Esto in the rain, much like this night, you found him as a slave and he was crying, yelling for help for his friends, Ayana and Roland, his friends' slaves that were left in an estate that you were not familiar with, Hayen. But when you guys took him in to your village, he would always ask everyone for help. Somebody please help my friend Roland and Nana. They're still being hurt and abused as slaves, please. And that voice, as an Estel being a kid, already pleading and begging for help for his friends, ring around your mind. You now piece together that this must be one of his friends, one of his closest friends before you had taken him into your village. What do you do?
I'm. Is this one of your? This must be one of your friends. I vaguely remember you talking about him when we first found you and we first brought you into our village.
Esto, you break down into tears upon upon you releasing your emotions. When you release your emotions onto someone, when you confide onto someone, it starts to get easier to just cry. What do? Esto, you start to feel this uncontrollable urge to just break down and cry, even more than you already are. What do you do?
I'm gonna fall onto him.
Alright. He pulls you closer, Hayen. He puts his arm around you. He cries on your shoulder. And this is the moment where you realize that Esto, despite being how old he is now, Hayen, is still the same kid that lost kid without anybody there for him other than you. And this is a familiar feeling that you have, for he was your brother. However, not everybody in the village accepted him. So he only really had you and some of your own friends. So in this moment, you start to kind of get that nostalgic feeling of wanting to help your dear precious brother that is lost, that doesn't know what to do, and all he can do is just break down onto your shoulder crying. What do you do?
I hold him and I try to comfort him first off, and then after a minute or so of him crying, I ask him, if he, or what he, or how well he knew Roland as an adult.
We were kids when we parted. I haven't seen him since.
How did you know he was buried here?
Deanna, she told me.
Oh,
Who's that? Hayen? Do you know who that is?
I'm not aware who that is. Hey, what was the name?
Deanna.
Iena? Is that the one vampire? Is that the one vampire I think it was that saved you the other night.
I put him at arm's distance. She's not a vampire, she's my friend.
At this point, I don't know what to say, so I just sort of nod my head in agreement and hold him again.
Alright, as you pull him closer, you get a clear view of the grave here. Roll me a perception check. You see that this body has 2 marks.
Mhm.
He has 2 marks on his neck that you realize that are vampire marks because you've had the same exact marks on you because of your ex. However, you are confused as to how this person died. Were they used as a feed for the vampire and drained all of his blood, and that's how he died? However, with your 16 perception, you realize that that might not be the case. Because from what you can see on the marks on his neck, these bodies been here for years. At least 2-3 years. However, the body seems to be completely intact. It would have rotted away if it was a normal human body.
Mhm.
And confusion starts to go over you as well, Hajen.
I can I roll it'd probably be like an insight or history or something that I remember with my ex, that how I remember because I spent a lot of time at her place. I remember seeing vampires sleep and sort of be resting, and I sort of recognize that. What would that roll be as?
Yeah, sure. Roll it.
Okay, that would be
History check.
history. Okay.
With a 12 on history, you do remember that some vampires do sleep in coffins. But if this is actually a vampire and he has been here for a few years, why hasn't the wound on his neck healed if he was a resting vampire? But you do have this lingering feeling that he might be a vampire, and you feel some sort of threat from him because, you know, vampires. You kind of pull Estel to the side as you're trying to calm him down as he's in your shoulders. As you pull him to the side, Estel kind of blocks your view from the grave, like for a split second. Because, you know, when he's crying on your shoulder, when you're gonna pull him to the side, you're gonna have to push him away for a bit, and then you pull him to the side, it blocks your view. As it blocked your view, when Estel finally passed onto your right side, there's nothing there.
Whoa. What happened to?
Do
I'm shocked because
see
he's.
what happened.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. The body's just not there anymore.
Do you tell Estel? Estel still doesn't know, or what do you do?
I think I tried to keep it a
Big
secret.
brother do?
I tried not to tell him right away because I don't know how he would take a vampire or his friend being a vampire. And if the body's not there, then it's kind of obvious, or could be obvious.
Is it?
It could be.
Alright, so what do you do?
I just tell Etzel maybe we should just go back to the inn because you have closure now on your friend, and maybe we could just back to the inn.
Estel, he's offering that you would go back. What do? You don't know anything. So the appropriate response for you would be what?
I say, okay, let's go back.
Alright, as you guys start heading back, you realize, oh, you go back that way. Estel follows you, or does he go the other way? You do. Oh, he's going the other way. Alright. You walk past, and then the melee guard sees all the grime and dirt on you, as though while Hajen makes his way off to the street. The guard asks you, "What the hell are you up to? Why are you covered in dirt?"
I ignore him and keep walking.
Alright, roll me an intimidation check. You know, because for some guards, if you ignore them, they get intimidated. And then he looks at you, and you don't know what he does. But you don't see him following you, you don't hear him following you. I don't know, you just keep walking. Then you see Hayen over here waiting for you. What do you do? Estelle, what you do? You see Hayen there
Alright.
just waiting for you.
I'm going back to the inn.
Yeah, I just
Alright.
go back to the inn with him.
You head back to the inn. Are you holding him as you're going back to the inn? Like, still comforting him? Or are you guys walking your own ways towards the inn?
I think we're walking by ourselves, but we're next to each other still.
Alright. And that is the end of the flashback of that night. You guys wake up in the morning. And in the morning, Estel, you realize that Roland had his name be the Rift. And as you wake up with probably like 2-3 hours of sleep because of your restless night, you realize that the Rift is a location. And that it was stated by the Jarl that the estate of Tomidon Blyer was in the Rift. What do you do?
I start to head down for breakfast.
As you head down for breakfast onto the first floor, Serena, you've had one of the best nights of sleep you've ever had, even though it started a bit rough with you needing to drink for you to be able to sleep, and you cried yourself to sleep because of the grief and pain that you felt. But you actually feel refreshed today. Like, you don't feel happier, but you feel refreshed, as if it's been a while since you've had a good sleep. And the last time you had a good sleep was at your camp. You woke up to Damien cooking. And with that, you smell the same type of foods being cooked downstairs. What do you do?
a bright smile comes on my face, and I run down, just be like, Damien, screaming that if maybe he made it out or something. So, same food, I can't tell, just in case.
You run down, and then the servants of the inn just look at you with their jaw dropped to the ground. What do? You realize that he's not there.
Alright. Look at them and say, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else.
As you turn around from them, you see your friend. One of them is covered in mud, and then one of them has huge bags under his eyes, like they weren't able to sleep properly. What do you do, Serena?
What happened to you two?
Long night.
Alright. Can I eat now? Me
Yeah,
hungry.
you guys can eat now.
Me hungry.
Right now, if you want to eat, you can double click the bannered mare icon and then buy whatever type of food you want.
Okay.
There you go. Should allow everybody to see it now. Estelle purchased the sweet roll for his breakfast. How about you, everybody? Or how about everybody else?
I go hungry because I don't have food. Well, I don't have money.
I purchased 2 sweet rolls, one for myself and one for Hajen.
Alright.
And also buy a beef steak for midnight.
Alright. You give your food to Midnight, which is following behind you as the nobles kind of look at him with fears in their eyes and they're kind of talking as to why.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I tell the nobles that it's fine. He's tame. He doesn't hurt anyone. He's
And then
a
one of the
sweetheart.
nobles' kid approaches you and says, can I pet him?
Of course, Midnight is the sweetest thing. He doesn't hurt anyone. It's all good.
And then the kid pets Midnight. And then Midnight licks his arm and then licks his face. And then the kid smiles and laughs. And the nobles next to the kid actually smile and then give you a nod. And this allows you to realize that maybe not all nobles are bad people.
Like, good boy. Good boy. Here's your beef steak, buddy.
Alright. You guys finished eating probably 30 minutes later. What do you guys do now?
We should get our stuff from the blacksmith.
I also agree. I need to talk with him anyway, so let's go.
Alright, you guys head over to the blacksmith. As you're walking there, some of the guards are giving Essel this stink eye. Serena. You notice this, but nobody else seems to notice this. But the guards are acting kinda hostile towards Estelle. What do you do?
Keep walking. Act like I don't notice anything. I keep it in my mind that that's a little weird, but I'm just gonna keep walking.
Alright. You guys just keep walking and eventually you guys reach the area where everything meets, where everything you guys Ireland right now in the morning is you see them kind of sleeping, but it seems like your items are going to see them.
Pick it up, or
Hmm?
do we just pick up our stuff, sir?
He doesn't answer. He's still sleeping. He's snoring.
Oh, can I like wake him up?
So yeah, you try to wake him up. He's like, ugh.
Oh, sorry. I must have dozed off. Oh. Um, good morning. Good morning. Um, ah, I, yes, I have your items done. Sorry I must have dozed off. Haven't had coffee yet.
That's okay. Well, thank you.
And then he offers you guys the items that you have. Ask him to make for you. Firstly, he offers Esto this wonderful new jacket that looks super cool. And then he hands it over to Esto. And he says,
This, my boy, is the finest craftsmanship that I can do. This surely be enough to keep you alive and well in your adventures. It's been an honor to make this for you. Say, Nestle.
I reach out to take it.
and then he gives it to you. And then he turns and then takes the silver arrows. And then he turns to you, Serena. And then he says,
This, lady, these arrows here are the best quality arrows you can ever get from anywhere. They're so good, in fact, that the silver tips will easily kill any vampire. Probably not kill, but hurt them very bad.
and then he reaches them over to you. And these silver arrows are like glistening in the sun as he hands them over to you. He hands you over 20 silver arrows.
Thank you.
He bows down and smiles, and then he approaches the what do you call it? Hayen, sorry, the druid. He approaches the druid and says,
You, sir, are a man of extreme combat, I see. This, your quarterstaff, it is covered in silver. We cannot make an entirely silver quarterstaff because silver is not exactly the toughest material. However, we covered your quarterstaff in silver. You know, when you hit creatures that are susceptible to silver, it would work. However, silver will chip from the staff in time. But bring it in for repairs. And we'll repair it for you.
Thank you, I will.
She smiles and then hands you over the silver gilded quarterstaff. It's almost like a mirror, and the craftsmanship is exquisite. You see some details there. He even put some tiny writings in dragons that are kind of coiling around the top of your quarterstaff. It's silver engraved in.
Can I read what's written on it?
It says, "Power is not how strong you hit. Power is who you decide to hit."
I'm also gonna like swing it around as like practice. Just not at anyone, like I'm not
Give
near
me,
anyone.
Oh, with a natural 20. You swing and twirl your quarterstaff around, creating like a helicopter like performance over you as you swing it around you and twirl it around. Everybody looks at you, and then the giant claps and says,
Wonderful. You're very skilled with that, I see.
And then I just sort of nod and walk away. Back off a little bit.
you just awkwardly nod from his compliments and then walk
Mhm.
away. How about you, Serena? Two of your friends have already walked away.
I asked him, thank you so much for what you've done for us, but I do have a question for you.
What is it?
Do you happen to know where I can get any leather, and if it's possible, could you make it into like a loop, like almost like a bracelet?
Luckily, I have one of the things that you asked for. I could sell it for you for as cheap as 10 silver if you want.
I would love that, thank you.
Right, here you go.
And then he gives you a leather loop. I'll add it to your I'll add it next time, but for now you can use your spell without me requiring the item. Just reduce your the amount of money you have by 10 silver. All right. He bows as you walk away from him. Your friends waiting down here, all excited with their new armor.
Are y'all ready to go? Wherever. What shall we do now? I should say.
Hajen, I won't be needing this armor anymore. Do you want it?
Sure, I'll take it.
Alright, I'll add it to your inventory.
What's that sweet roll? I forgot to give it to you earlier.
I was wondering why I was so hungry.
Alright, here. Take the sweet roll. I knew I forgot about something.
Alright, since you guys short rested last night for 8 hours, you gain 1 spell slot to your spell, Hayen. And then I'll just give you a thing that happened earlier. You drank coffee. And can you roll for me, Serena, what coffee does? 'Cause that version you have.
What do I gotta roll for it?
So that he can read what the coffee does.
Yeah, I'm saying like 1d3 or something like that.
No, just click
Oh.
the black coffee in your inventory
Oh, okay.
so that you can read what it does. You also had coffee earlier, Hayen, and coffee regains 1 resource of your choice, including spell slots. So what type of resource do you want to gain? You only have one, which is your first level spell slot. So you only have 3 out of 4 spell slots. You gained one from short resting, and then one from your coffee. A long rest is a week of rest. I just wanna put that out there.
I
Right.
I can't change my
Maybe you can
spells.
change yours.
It doesn't it's not letting me change the number.
Right now it's 3 out of 4. It's perfect right now. It's right.
Oh, okay.
I changed it for you.
Okay.
All right. You guys have gotten your new upgraded weapons. Estel, got a pretty dang good armor there, buddy. What do you do with it?
Did he also give me the silver dagger?
Oh yeah, he did. He did. He 100% did. I totally did not forget. Yes. There you go. He did earlier. All right. What do you guys do? I'll give you
did head-
guys this. I'll give you guys this time to just role play as you guys prepare to leave, because it will be like 3 days of travel. Since you no longer have a horse, you're gonna be walking the entire time. 3 to 4 days of travel from Whiterun to the Rift. So, as you guys are here, you can talk about what things you might want to buy, maybe food that you need to bring, because once you leave, there's no turning back. So, while I take a pee break, you guys can talk about what you might need and stuff, as well as role play. Do it all in role play. Be right back.
I need to go to the shop that's in town. I need
Yeah.
to see if they have any iron or something like that.
Yeah, I want to sell my old leather armor.
You should probably sell it first. Try to sell it.
What was that?
And then
You should try to sell it.
Yeah, I'll do that, and we should probably get some water or food because it's a 3 days journey, so should get some of that.
3 days rations.
Yeah.
we need to head to Riften once we're done with everything. We need to learn how to enchant and stuff, so we head to Riften. Probably stop midway through in Iverstead.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, stop and rest in Iverstead and then continue on to Riften. Because that's all the way in the bottom corner past Iverstead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But actually, can we stop by Bleak Falls Barrow real quick? Not Bleak Falls Barrow, wrong place. Where was Caden's camp at? It was somewhere. Like,
What'd you say, Serena? I can't hear
yeah,
you from
it's
over there.
here.
you know, I was asking. Where are you?
Serena,
I was
talk
asking,
louder.
where was Caden's camp? Because I need to go
It's
see.
over here. Helget.
Okay. Over where? Oh, over here.
Over here.
Okay, that's kind of far. Because
You
I
guys
need
aren't
iron.
gonna go there. What?
Yeah. I was saying I need iron, but for anybody, but I need to go see the shops.
Alright, so what do you guys do? It is no longer morning. Let me just set it to noon. There you go.
gonna say loud enough for the shopkeeper to hear. Hey Hajen, this shop right here has the best food.
That's good to know.
Which shop are you talking about?
This
I-
one right in front of us.
I need to get some money for my leather armor first before I buy some food. So, which one's the armor store?
Oh, you're gonna sell your leather armor?
Yeah.
Alright. You're gonna sell it to the food vendor?
Well, I'm gonna sell it to the probably like the weapons guy or blacksmith. Someone who's actually could give me a good price. I just don't know what that is.
That blacksmith over there is closed down, but you can sell it over here at the general store.
Okay.
You see a signage over it that says Bellathor's General Goods, and you realize that he might be buying armor.
That's good enough for
You
me.
get in, the bells ring, and then he says, "Hi, welcome to the shop. What is it you need?"
I have this leather armor, slightly used, that I want to sell.
Leather armor. Hand it over. Let me see. Some cuts, some blood here and there. Some cleaning will do this properly. I'd give 30 gold for it.
Sold. I have no use for it anymore.
Alright. You give him your armor and then he gives you 30 gold in return. You're gonna have 3 platinum. What do you do?
Oh. I just
Oh, I already had it for you.
okay, yeah. I'll just take that and I'll go buy food now. I sort of wave
Right,
to him
you
as I
head over
leave.
there. And you see this extremely attractive young lady, probably around the age of 19, 21. She hops over and says, with the most cheerly voice you've ever heard, and says, "Welcome to the shop," she says.
What do
She
you,
greets you with a very heartwarming smile.
what do you have? What do you have to eat? We're looking for about 3 days rations.
Rations. I think jerky would be the best because it would be good for a very long time without it going rotten. But if you need energy as you leave Whiterun today, or maybe the next few days, I recommend our specialty. Then she points over at mud crab meat, and then she says, "We have the best mud crab meat in all of Whiterun. We can give you guys some mud crab meat only for a low price of only 5 gold. And it's gonna be the best mud crab meat you're ever going to eat." Then she smiles, then she twirls around, grabs a plate of mud crab meat, and lets you smell it. Serena and Nestle as well. "Don't you just smell how good it is?" she says and smiles. "This would be the best mud crab meat to get you started off of on your journey. I can also pack some for you that we can put in a small pack, however, that would only be good for about a day. So you need to eat it before it goes bad. However, we do have some jerkies over here." And then she pulls out a pack or a bucket of jerkies. And then she says, "This," wait, wrong voice. "This is mammoth jerky. Mammoth jerky is mammoth meat, and this gives you a really tasty and savory snack, and can even be substituted for food because of the nutrients that it gives, as well as Then she leans closer and says, "This is the perfect snack for adventurers. It doesn't go bad for like a month, maybe two. So as you guys are traveling, this would be the perfect food." And then she cuts off a bit and then gives each of you a taste. And then as you guys eat the mammoth jerky, Estel has eaten this before, and honestly, it's the best mammoth jerky you've ever tasted in your entire life. Kinda kind of weird because the inn makes decent food, but this stall outside the inn makes amazing food, which is weird, but that's how it is. It's the best tasting mammoth jerky. And as she realizes that you guys are impressed just from your face, she says, "Can I tell you, we have the best food in all of Whiterun, and I would be willing to sell mammoth jerky for each of you that you can eat 3 times before it goes out for only 20 gold. At a discount, since you guys, or half of you guys, are my best customers, at 10 gold each."
I take
I'll
some
take that.
jerky.
So what do you guys do? You take the jerky?
Yes.
Alright, let me just add it to everybody's inventory. Can you please reduce how many jerkies are you buying? That's the question.
I'm.
A
I'm
single one is good to eat 3 times, so if you eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're pretty good. So one jerky a day would be good. So how
It's
much
a
are you
3-day
buying?
journey, right? To Riften.
Around 3 days, yes.
I take 4 days just in case. 4 days worth just in case.
Alright, let me add that to your inventory. That would be 10, 40 gold. You only have 30 gold though.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the conversion. Wait, I'll just take 3 days then.
All of your gold?
Yes.
Alright. She hands you over the jerky and then she says, "Since you have bought this and it is on the house only for you because you are a new customer, I'd throw in this as well." And then she gives you a superior level mud crab meat.
Nice. That's supper for tonight. I say as I sort of walk off.
Estel, she also gives you 3. Did you remove 30 gold from your inventory?
How much is that in platinum?
3 platinum. 10 gold is 1 platinum. Alright, just remove them from your inventory. And you, Serena, what are you buying? Are you gonna buy jerky as well, or mud crab meat?
You gotta buy the jerky for 3 days worth, and then buy 2 mud crab meats.
Alright, jerky for 3 days. And then 2 mud crab meats. That would be... This is 5, that is 10. That would be 4 platinum.
4 platinum. Awesome.
Alright.
I see
Yeah, just
Hajen at this
deduct
weird
it.
soup guy's shop.
We
Gonna
just.
go grab him and pull him
Oh.
away.
Wait. As Hayen, before you noticed that he was there, the guy approached him and says, "You, sir, need some food?" And as he talks to you very breathily, you smell a horrible odor coming from his breath. And then he offers you food, and the food is kind of bubbling a bit, and then you see some rat tail floating over it. And he says, "This food will give you the power of the gods.
I just look at him, and I walk away because I was just window shopping, and I don't have any money anyways.
It's a free taste for you, he says.
No thanks. He's also giving me the creeps, so I avoid him.
You made the right decision.
Alright, what do you guys do now?
Serena, let's go.
Oh, I need to. Does someone sell iron in this town?
You can try this guy.
Oh, let me go on OP Hub real quick. Hello.
Hoy, what is it you need, milady?
Do you happen to have any iron, like iron ingots or something like that?
Iron ingots, huh? I don't exactly have iron ingots, however, I do have iron weapons that you can smelt into ingots. How's it, lady?
Okay. That's fine.
How many ingots do you need? And I'll give you that amount of weapons that you can use to smelt.
How many iron ingots would come out of a single weapon?
A normal longsword, which would be around 10 gold or 1 platinum, would give you around 3.
3
Actually, 4. 4, yes, 4.
of 5 weapons.
Yep.
Okay, well then,
So
go
you're
ahead.
gonna buy 5 longswords?
Yes, please.
That would be 5 platinum, please. And then
What
as this dwarf pulls over 5 longswords that are bigger than him, he says, yeah. And then he puts them on the table and says, ooh, that was heavy, miss. Are you sure you don't need help carrying all of these?
No, I'll be fine, thank you though. I'm a lot stronger than I look.
I know, Missy. Alright, that would be 5 platinum. Did you give it already?
Yeah, I already did.
Alright, you hand him over 5 platinum and he says, pleasure doing business with you. And then
Do
he
have one
waves
more
his
question
hand.
for you.
Yes, what is it?
Do you happen to have any leather, like just straight up leather, or know somebody who has leather?
I do not have leather, but there used to be this hunter in town. His house is around northeast of my house, around this direction. However, I don't know if he's still hunting. Might be worth a look though.
Thank you.
And then he smiles and then gives you a very, very huge wave as the dwarf smiles and you're walking away.
Oh, Serena, you need help with that?
Possibly.
Here, just, you want to have the bag of holding? I could give it to you.
That would be great, actually, if you don't mind.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Alright. Let me just create a storage for the bag of holding and then I'll just rename Elias's wagon to bag of holding. And then you guys can put your items in there. But only Serena can, because this is stuff. There you go. You see it, Serena, in your actors directory storage bag of holding.
I see a whole bunch of books, but
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
this
see.
was-
I don't see
you
the.
can just
the
drag
weapons.
over your items. Yeah, just drag them over there
Oh, okay.
from your character sheet to store them.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, got it. Oops, I just did.
Alright. You do what?
I don't know. Oh, never mind. I figured out. I saw what I did.
Alright. I just want to remind you that there is a corruption orb in there. Try not to put your hand too far in. Might cause you to go crazy.
Gotcha.
Alright, what do you guys do?
Would like to go see if that guy has leather real quick. You guys can come with me if you want.
All right, let's go.
Dang.
You knock on his door, and he slowly opens it and says, Yes, sorry, we're not open."
I know that. I was just asking if you happen to have any leather that you could possibly, you know, let me have.
Leather,
So-
I have 3. Oh, that's all that's left. And then he opens his door, and you see him missing an arm. And then, I used to hunt, however, no longer. All I have left are 3 leather pieces, but I'll give them to you for free if that would help you.
Well, thank you.
And then he hands you over 3 leather pieces. And then he gives you a smile, and then just sadly close the door.
To say something to him, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So. Look. Let's go.
You ready now?
Yep, ready.
Alright. Don't move your characters. Let's just do this in a other type of way. Oh wait, let me just get midnight. Alright. Let me activate this map right here. You guys start your adventure. Who the heck is these guys? You guys start your adventure from this location, where you guys are right now. You start to move out from where you guys are at. As you get here, over here, you see a crossroad. You can either go up or go straight. You know that you're trying to head towards the east, and going up gets you up north, and going right or going straight gets you towards the east to the rift.
Well then,
What do you do?
I guess we gotta head straight to go east. Whichever way makes us go east.
far is this? It's like 20 kilometers, so probably around a few hours of travel.
Okay.
to-
I thought we might stop, depending on where we're at. I was gonna say we can stop in Iverstead, and then keep heading on to the rift.
So you guys head over to this location, probably like 5 hours into your journey. Let me just see. Walk speed. Walk speed about 3 to 4 miles every hour. 3 miles, 2 kilometers. Sorry, I don't know that. It's 4 miles or 4 kilometers. So from here to here, which is 45 kilometers, would have taken you 10 hours. So from the time that you guys went here, as you reach this location, it is now around almost nighttime. It's getting dark. And then as you guys are here, you see a river over here. And then past the river, there's a camp there. What do you guys do?
Really? So you said there's a camp across the river.
Across the river, there is a camp.
So we can, check it out, I guess. I'll go first though. I don't mind going first
Alright.
if
Yes, head down this mountain. It's now around dusk. It's not night yet, but it's dusk. It's turning nighttime. You cross the bridge, and you see some people talking here and there. You see some player characters. Oh wait, you see some NPCs over here that are resting on this place. See, you hear them talking around the campfire, laughing, having a good time. What do you do?
climb up and introduce myself. Hello.
This guy looks at you and says, there's people here. Oh. And they all look at you. No.
Hello.
How may we help you?
Well, was,
hello.
we're on our way to Rifted, but it started to get dark and we saw you guys over here. Thought we would introduce ourselves.
Oh, no worries. You guys need a place to stay for the night. However, we only have 3 tents. You could stay out here next to the campfire if that's okay.
That's fine with us. We're gonna be leaving in the morning anyway, so that's okay. We really appreciate it.
And then this guy approaches you, looks at you, and then just walks away. There's the dwarf over here that seems to be just holding his great sword, great axe, and just looking at it. What do you guys do?
Serena, by the way.
My name is Ven. This over here is Camilla. That over there is Lucan.
And why does that sound familiar?
Roll me a history check.
Hello, I'm Estelle.
Hello,
Oh, hi,
I'm
Estelle.
Ian.
And then, Serena, you remember that Lucan was the salesman in Riverwood. And then Camilla also one of the sales lady in Riverwood before it
Wait.
magically burned down.
I talked to both of them.
And they don't recognize you.
Okay. Sweet.
As general storekeepers, they talk to like hundreds upon hundreds of people every day, so chances are they won't recognize a single face.
True.
But you do recognize them, and it seems like they moved here after Riverwood was burnt down.
Can I talk to them real quick?
You can.
Just gonna ask Camilla and Lucan, did they happen to stay in Riverwood
You
before they
approach
got here?
Camilla, and then she looks at you and yes, we used to stay in Riverwood, however, we no longer can, so we built a camp here while we were saving up money, buying and trading stuff to hopefully buy a house in Whiterun where it's safer and away from everything that's going on.
I'm sorry. I was
It's
in
okay.
Riverwood myself when everything went down. I'm sorry.
And then with the look on her face, so you must be a wanderer, I guess.
More or less. But I do have to ask you a question. Did anybody else make it from Riverwood?
When the vampires started attacking, we started running, and before she can finish her sentence, Camilla, what are you doing? No, these people have seen what happened in Riverwood and are asking what happened or if anybody survived. Then he pulls her to the side and says, forgive us, however, the Jarl has told us to not disclose this information to anybody else.
I understand, but you can trust us. I know that.
I show them my badge.
Okay. I just tell them I know that both of you were in Riverwood. You said persuasion. Where is it?
I'm gonna show them my sigil.
Alright, with a
My
20 of
thing.
persuasion, and then he sees your Thane sigil. Then he says, there's a few that survived, however not much. The blacksmith has helped everybody get away, however, as we were running, the vampires were chasing us, and the blacksmith pulled out his sword and told us to run as he held off the vampires on his own, like a true Whiterun commander back then. However, we're pretty sure that Alvor the blacksmith has fallen in battle, but it's not without saving people. We're not the only ones he saved. He saved 7 children that are from the school that are now being relocated to Whiterun, being cared for by foster parents. Some of them have went over to Solitude to try and get some reimbursements from the Imperials. However, we kept telling them that won't work because we were in the land of Whiterun. However, they wanted to try. So everybody just dispersed, and it's only me and my sister left here, as well as Sven. These 2 adventurers over here, Zoltan and Ryan, they helped us get away from some of the remaining vampires, the weakened ones, because it was daylight, but they did help us get away. So we're allowing them to stay here for a while, lodging with us as we move over, and they escort us to a new area to try and find a new home, or maybe sell some stuff to buy a new home. And then he looks around with a sad look on his face. However, if only my golden claw was restored, I could have sold it for a proper house. But it was stolen a few months ago. I asked some adventurers to retrieve the golden claw for us, however, they didn't seem to be interested in return.
Do have one question. Was there a master archer that made it out by any chance? That was by
Findal. Yes.
Yeah. You haven't know
Amazing
where he is?
warrior. When we were running out, after Alvor sacrificed himself, rest his soul, he climbed up the trees, then shooting arrow at the vampires as we run, kept jumping and jumping off the trees while shooting arrows in the air. And then he told us to keep running. He ran with us, however, the last time we saw him was a few days ago. He said he was going to the Rift to try and get more adventurers to try and help us to rebuild a new village. However, it is said that anybody that goes to the no man's land dies.
Well, hopefully we see him on our way there because we're heading there ourselves.
And then, as he realizes that you're heading there, he gives you a book. And you guys have now unlocked a new journal entry, No Man's Land, The Rift. If you guys want to read it, you can. Or if you guys want to just keep it open for later use, you can as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gives it to you and says, hopefully this book helps you be more successful than us. We've experienced quite a bit, and it'd be a shame if it happened to you guys as well. And then gives you a smile, and then he's clearly sad, but he's forcing a smile.
Understand the pain that you're going through.
The
I
Golden Claw would change their lives. Buy a new house.
I understand. I come over here to Estel and give me 1 second. I tell the others. I come to Estel and whisper, "Do you have the gold clock?"
Check the bag of holding.
He was there, by the way. It's in the bag of holding.
And by the way, we have a wolf. He's pretty big, but he doesn't do much. So don't be scared of him.
Harmless.
Your wolf
Midnight.
is struggling to climb this ladder over here, so you're
I'ma just
being there.
I'm gonna whistle to Midnight to come up here in the fire.
You see him try to get up this ladder, and once again he fails, and then just slides back down, then looks at you and says,
Give me 1 second, buddy. I'll be right there. But I reach into the bag of holding and like
Careful
try
with
to
the
move like
reason.
around the corruption orb to grab the claw.
you got the
And-
claw in your hand.
I tap Lucas on his shoulder again and be like, "Is this the golden claw you were talking about?"
And then he looks at you and says, how? What?
While we were exploring somewhere, I don't know. I guess the people you gave it to didn't make it, so we found it.
Surely you wouldn't give this to us for free. What are you? I don't have much to buy it from you.
What do you have then? Rob
Yeah.
anything?
A house, a place to stay for the night. But we would have given you those either way. So.
You don't happen to have any leather, do you?
Hey, Serena,
And
just
then
give
with a
it to me.
bright look on his face, he runs over here, scrambles along his bags and says, I have 5. That'd be
Would-
enough.
That would be great. It's not enough for what I need it for, but it's a start. Thank you.
And then he gives you the leather. You now have 8 leather total.
Nice. And
Hiya.
here's your callback.
Yes.
And then with a bright smile, wait, give me a sec. With a bright smile on his face, he smiles and then offers to. He tries and hug you. You know, he's breaking down. He's extremely happy. He tries to hug you. What do you do?
Let's just let him. He's had a hard time. Just have
And
my
then he
arm
hugs
like
you.
down.
And then Camilla also hugs him.
Oh,
They
okay.
both seem extremely happy. Slightly, it is like the group hug, and then after the hug, he says, "Thank you. I don't know how to say thank you.
Hey. No crying, please. I've done enough of that. Please stop.
You've saved us." He says.
It's okay. It's all good. Please stop crying.
Then he wipes his eye, and then he and his sister walk over to this table or this bench over here and start talking about what plans they have, where they're gonna find a new house. Hey, and Hayen,
Yes.
this
Hello.
situation, what are you doing now? How do you feel right now?
I don't know. It's happening. I don't necessarily know these people. I feel a little guilty that I burnt down the village, but I'm not going to bring that up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm kind of hungry because I've
Is
been
there
walking
any
all day.
conversation that's taking place between you and Esso while you guys are sitting on that bench, maybe?
I'm eating my mud crab meat.
Remove one mud crab meat from your inventory and then...
I only
Yeah,
have one,
only
so
that.
yeah.
Alright, is there any conversations happening between you two?
No, I'm just sort of processing what's happened the past couple days.
Alright. So you guys have now found an area to stay for the night. They seem to be welcoming and you guys are welcome to stay out here. And they are saddened that there's not a lot they can offer you because this is all they have. And it's not exactly comfortable for them to let strangers sleep in their beds. So the best they can offer you is some light and the warmth of the fire as well as these bench.
That's enough.
Alright. What do you guys do now?
I
You
put
guys
up.
just keep time for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Continue your journey to Whiterun or the Rift?
Yep.
Alright. You guys keep the time to tomorrow dawn. Tomorrow morning, actually. You guys wake up. Let's head back over here. You guys wake up and you guys eat breakfast. They give you a free breakfast. They hunted some deers and rabbit down and they start cooking them and then they give you guys breakfast. And then with a smile on their face, they start taking down the tent. And then once again, Lucan thanks you, Camilla thanks you and says, you're gonna head over to Whiterun now and maybe they can purchase a house or even just a shack at a discount in a protected area like Whiterun. Maybe they can restart their lives. And then they bid you guys farewell.
Good luck.
Bye.
He turns and then gives you a smile. The two adventurers that are with him will now be in Whiterun. They log back in tomorrow. Alright. You guys, what do you do? You guys
gotta keep heading on.
continue your journey?
Yeah, we gotta
Alright.
keep heading on to Riften so we can probably find whatever that archer name is, whatever that man is.
Yeah. It's a long trip.
Another love interest, alright.
I keep doing this to myself
I don't know.
every. God.
Hey, my experience with love is you date someone, they turn out to be a vampire, and then and then you have this awkward moment every time you fight a vampire.
You guys have 16 hours of travel in front of you. Can one of you roll me a 1d20 towards the Whiterun border? Ian rolled it first. As you guys are around 10 hours in on your travels, you've been walking, taking breaks. Can you guys remove one mud crab meat from your inventory? Because that takes in from yesterday to today. I mean, not mud crab, mammoth jerky, sorry. Yes. Just lower the amount from 3 to... As you guys get here on this crossroad, you hear some people talking about the rift. They're talking about the things that are happening on the rift, that there are an abundance of supernatural creatures attacking cities and stuff, and that there's more pay for adventurers to take down these supernatural monsters. What do? You just see two villagers on the road as they are carrying lumber, and one of them is carrying some what you assume to be wools of sheep. As they're walking towards Iverstead, which is over here.
The others how if we should take a rest in Iverstead or keep going.
We should take a rest.
It might take longer, another day or so, if we take a rest.
True, but true.
Mm-hmm.
It's really up to you. I don't mind continuing.
So take a vote. Rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, 1 is rock, 2 is paper, 3 is scissors. 1d3, Serena and Estel. Serena's a rock. Estel's also a rock. However, Hayen, you'll do it 1v1 first. Estel rolls a rock again. How about you, Serena? You roll paper. So you win, Serena. What do you do?
Best of 30.
No, best of 30.
Aw. I just roll my eyes at
Alright,
him.
do it again. Estel is scissors, Serena is paper. Estel wins, it's 1-1. Estel is paper. Serena, you are also paper. Estel is rock. Serena is rock. Oh my gosh. Estel is rock. Serena
Finally!
is paper. Serena wins. Best of 3.
Best of
Serena
5.
wins. No.
No.
No. Alright, Serena, you win this rock, paper, scissors battle. What do you decide to do?
Just so that none of us probably faint from exhaustion, we should probably, take a nice little rest in Iverstead. Ask the people around just in case they know anything about Riften.
And right now it is around, you guys woke up at 7, you guys left plus 10 hours, probably around late afternoon. Mid-afternoon, not late afternoon. So if you guys, by the time you reached the port, it would have been almost night. At the same time, by the time you reached Iverstead, it would have also been night.
Well, might as well just stop in Iverstead and head off in the morning.
Alright,
Okay,
you
let's
guys
go.
head over to Iverstead
Okay.
on the remaining few hours in your journey out of Whiterun. You guys
Here's
enter Iverstead.
Oh no,
What do you do?
he's right there.
His shadow's back.
Um,
Sorry.
oh, just delete a midnight like that. That's cool.
Rip.
Midnight is with you. It's just that it's easier to keep track of everything. You guys reach this area from over here because that is where you guys are from. You entered the inn again, and the inn is 15 silver every night. So that is 2 gold. Let's just say 20 silver. It's easier for us to calculate.
Come, Hajen, you can stay in my room.
Okay, thank you. I'm broke anyways.
Alright. So do you guys just head to bed immediately? If you guys are gonna head to bed immediately, it's gonna be a short rest once again.
Yeah, because I don't think
It's
we
been
can do
3
anything.
days, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it should be a long rest now because it's been 7 days since you guys have had your last battle. So everybody roll me a long rest from your character sheets.
Okay, it's the new.
And it's gonna be a new day. Alright. Alright. Hyan, your spell book is now full. Correct. Everybody should be max HP. Well, no, not really, because you're not level 4 yet. So keep that actual HP you guys have right now.
Yes, why I didn't roll the dice.
All right. You guys wake up. What do you guys do? Do you guys immediately head out?
Can I get some food first? If they have any food.
There seems to be no one at the reception.
Okay, well then, I'm gonna eat some mud crab meat before we go.
Alright, you guys eat some mud crab meat. Just remove them from your inventory after you. And you, Westel, what do you eat?
That was better tasting the first time.
Oh, ooh, dang, okay. You eat a frozen tear. And you heal for 12 damage. But you won't heal right now because you're not leveled up yet. Your max HP. Alright, what do you guys do?
See if they have any shops in town real quick before we head out.
I patiently wait because I just wanted to leave
Hello?
Mordor.
Anybody here? Hello?
Yeah, yes. Good morning, miss.
Hi.
Oh, sorry, I just woke up. What is it you need?
Do you happen to have any leather or golden nugget?
I have 4 leather. Each of them would be around 1 gold. So that would be 4 gold if
Sure, you don't
you
have
want to buy
more?
that. No. Someone actually bought a saddle from me a few days ago for his horse, so I've used up most of my leather already.
Well then I'll just take that then.
Alright, that would be 4 gold, missy. Alright, you give him 4 gold and he gives you 4 leather.
Thank you.
And as you are buying, you guys are having you're having a nostalgic moment, Estel. This is the lake. Well, over here off the map there's a lake, but that's there where you named your wolves. How do you feel, Estel?
I want to set up a grave here. Just a little mound of dirt with a stick sticking out.
There is a grave over here. People. If you want to use that instead. Do you want to set up a grave there or just next to the river?
Just next to the river.
Alright. Next to the river that is stemming from the lake, under these trees where it won't be disturbed by everybody. You set up 2 graves. One called Midnight and not Midnight. One called Night and one called Day. How do you feel right now, Estel?
I'm kind of sad, but I already cried it all out.
All right. After you create that, whatever it's called, that grave or the mounds of dirt with sticks on them, what do you guys do?
I tell Ethel that I'm sorry, because this is technically my fault that they died. I didn't know they were there. I'm sorry. They didn't have a token, so it's hard to know they were there.
It was those
They were
vampires.
tiny and they were hiding behind the dresser, so it's hard to know they were there.
Yeah.
Those vampires, they set the fire. It's their fault.
Ooh. How do you feel about that, Hanyan?
I didn't hear what you said.
He said that the vampire set the fire and it's their fault, not knowing that you were the one that set the fire. How do
I
you feel about that?
I I I don't bring up the fact that I started the fire because I could tell that he's really upset about that. But I also know that
Yeah, but how do you feel about it?
I don't know. I feel a little upset about it, but and obviously I'm sad because he had to make those graves for his wolves and stuff. But overall, I'm just very it's sad but very calm doing this.
Alright. So now that you have gotten your emotions out as though Serena, you've gotten rest, you're able to recuperate. You're feeling well rested. You're ready to go. What do you do?
Guess it's time to go. We should head on to Rift.
Alright. Now this will be the final area where you guys are ever gonna get rests. You guys ready?
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Alright, let me just set everything up. Where's your wolf? Alright, let's get it started. Alright, so in the distance, you're not here yet, even though your character is over here. You're not here yet. In the distance, you see this large wooden checkpoint or wooden bridge border or of some sort, and you see some white-run men over it. They're letting some people through, and then some people they're not letting through. What do you guys do?
Guess we gonna walk up and see what happens.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
You approach, and then you see. Wait, let me just post the picture here on Discord. You approach. These guys let you pass through. Wait, these guys are not supposed to be here. Sorry. Just move them to where they're supposed to be. All right, these guys stop you from going past the bridge. Over here, there's like a wall over there. They're wearing the colors of Whiterun, which is orange. And they ask you, "Halt! Where do you think you're going, elf?"
We're going to Riften. And you
Ah.
must.
One of those adventurers, huh? I am obliged by the law to tell you that Riften is not exactly safe.
By
Not
that?
right now, not ever.
What do you mean by that?
If you really want to pass through, we have a wizard in one of our tents. He will give you a mark, and that mark will stay on you for 14 days. And that mark will only dissipate after 14 days, or if you get turned into a werewolf, a vampire, or other supernatural things that are going on right now. So in order for you to enter back into Whiterun, you're gonna need to have that mark present
Oh.
on your body still.
So
Alright?
basically, what you're saying is we have to go to Riften and be back before 14 days.
Or you can head over here. We can refresh the mark for you, and you can return back to the rift. Yes. We do this to make sure that anybody that leaves Riften a human comes back in a human. You've heard of the attacks from Riverwood, I'm sure. The Jarl has set strict rules of whoever enters Whiterun.
Show him the Thane thingy.
I know that you are a Thane. He has specifically ordered us that even Thanes must get marked to make sure they stay mortal when they return here. Alright, you guys enter the tent and you guys see this old man. He looks sweet, he smiles, and then he asks you, how's your day going, lady?
It's
You here for a mark?
going. Yeah, we're here for a mark. It's going.
I hope you know what you're doing, Missy. And then he reaches his hand onto you, and then he starts chanting. Zon Devuru Babaraan Makatakas tu Mangatu Zon Tamping Zandoro. And then a mark appears on your hand. And he says, this mark only shows up for mortals.
14 days. Yeah. Got it. Yada yada.
Okay. And then he does the same thing for your friends as well.
Can you put one on midnight as well, please?
He puts it on your dog as well.
Thank you. He needs to be included. Thank you.
You're most welcome, lady. Alright,
Did you-
what do you guys do now?
Did you just say almost welcome? You know what? I don't have time for it. Let's go.
Before you left, Hayen, the guy says, I said always welcome. What? Alright. You return back to the gate. And then he checks your arm. You show it. He sees the mark. He lets you through. And this is when you guys officially leave the Whiterun hold. You're no longer Thanes in this land. You no longer hold any connections or power. As you reach and cross over the bridge, signifying entering a new land, this is where you realize that the landscape itself here is different. The plant life itself is different. If you open the new journal entry that I gave you guys, the plant life here is more orange and yellow compared to Whiterun. As you guys are walking, the trees in the distance, you see bodies hanging from trees. It almost looks like that the tree has leaves, but of human bodies. As you get closer, you realize that those bodies are alive. Some of them are vampires. They're yelling and screaming, trying, let us out! Let us out! Let us out!
No, I don't think I will.
And they're just there. And as you walk further into the rift, into the far distance, after a few hours of walking, you start to smell iron. And it's significantly warmer here than compared to Whiterun. No longer a tundra area. But you've entered something of an area that is almost a desert, but not really. There's still plants growing, but it's not that. Imagine a forest, but with a permanent drought. And as you move past further and further away from the bridge or the border, you smell iron, like your sword, but not just any iron. You smell blood, the iron that is emanating from bodies that are decomposing all around you. You look around, anywhere you look, there's at least one human body that is decomposing. There's at least one body that is impaled by stakes, swords, and whatever weapons you can find. All around you is an entire wasteland. You see wars that used to be fought on the ground. You see armor on the ground, people on the ground. And this is the main road. That's how the main road looks like in the no man's land. Bodies everywhere, rotting bodies everywhere. You hear as you get closer to these bodies, you hear only the sound of insects and buzzing of flies as they eat and scavenge around the dead bodies. As you get closer, you start to get a whiff of the horrible smell of rotting flesh mixed with the iron smell that you've been smelling from all the blood that painted the entire wasteland red. You guys continue walking despite all these disturbing images. 5 hours later, you guys see what you normally wouldn't see in Whiterun. You see a group of adventurers that transformed into werewolves, and then they're fighting vampires on the field far away. You can see it over the mountain that you're on, like a few kilometers away. You probably wouldn't get there for like a few minutes if you tried to help them, but you can see them fighting. You see these vampires turning, then dashing around, slashing the werewolves, and the werewolves desperately trying to bite them, grab them, and then rip them in half. One werewolf got a grab on the vampire, held its what do you call it? Held its mouth, and then literally split the vampire's body into half as the werewolf devours the vampire. You see that this is going on to your left, and then to your right, off of the cliff, you see what you think is Riften, a city beyond the bones and wastelands, beyond the countless sea of bodies on the floor. You see this one standing city on top of a mountain. And it is only what you assume to be Riften from you following your maps. What do you guys do?
I'm very like disturbed by seeing the vampires like torn apart and stuff, and it makes me worry about my ex a little bit because I don't know, because I haven't talked to her in a couple of years. But it's like last I knew, she was sort of staying out of the whole vampire conflict. But I'm worried that she might have gotten drawn into if the world is like this in Skyrim.
And how about you, Serena and Dustin? How are you guys processing this information? It's a stark contrast between what you've known to be a peaceful area now in the Whiterun. How do you guys feel?
I just start looking around that this is crazy. That this is different from Whiterun. Wow.
This is way different.
The laws are different. As you approach Riften, as you keep pushing through Riften, you once again go over this small hill, and on top of the hill, amongst the bodies and corpses on the ground, you see trees beyond the horizon, and as the sun is starting to set, it creates this weirdly amazing image of peace beyond the horizon over the trees and the sun just setting behind them. But it's also disturbing that beyond such peace kind of symbolizes that beyond the peace of Whiterun, you see this horrible state of land. As you see the sun shining through the trees and giving this almost, it gives you guys a bit of calmness, and it's also mesmerizing even though it's messed up, but seeing as this beautiful area, it is clearly a beautiful area, just messed up. This sun uh putting a bit of light shimmering over the corpses. It's a messed up image, but in a weird way it is calm. What do you guys do? You push through?
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice not to at this point.
It's sunset.
True.
This is what you see if you guys are wondering. Kind of like that. As the sun is. Oh, I can't send it on Discord, apparently. But yeah. You guys head over to Riften as the sun is setting behind the trees, making a bit of light hit the dead amongst it. The the smell of rotten flesh starts to dissipate as you get closer and closer to Riften. There's less and less dead bodies as you get closer. By the time you guys reach Riften, it is now dusk. It is dark. But you reach the door of Riften either way. It's a beautiful area in a landscape. This Riften on top of a hill of some sort. From where you saw it earlier, it looked like a wasteland of like a desert with tons and tons of dead bodies on it. But as you guys approach the higher elevation of Riften, you see beyond what you saw earlier. It's amazing. It's more beautiful than Whiterun in terms of how nature looks, but at the same time you're still disturbed because here and there, left and right, you see that there are dead bodies hanging on trees and stuff. And as you reach the gates of Riften, you look up as you realize that these gates are as tall and as huge as Whiterun's gates. However, they're more well kept. They have more. They have more men on the gates, which makes sense because of the dark and brooding. What do you call this? Gritty landscape, as well as things living in the rift. Just put your characters where you guys are supposed to be. I'm sorry, my computer is lagging because I'm uploading something to work. here you go. Hajen, Crystal, NPCs. Midnight. I'll get Midnight out, but for now it's gonna be nice. Still did it work? My computer's bugging out. Alright, there you go. Estel got out. And if this is lagging your computer, it's because the map is super duper huge. Super duper. If you thought Whiterun was huge, oh, you're in for a surprise. You guys see this massive door over here. Seems to be no guards, but there are guards on these watchtowers as you approach. What do you guys do?
I go up and just knock on the gate. See if anyone there. See if anyone will come to it.
You knock on the gate, and then the guards of the tower says, "What the hell are you doing? Stop knocking on the gate." What does
We
it
would
want?
like to get in. We would like to get into Riften, please.
Let me see your marks.
Here it is.
And they see the shining mark on your hands, proving that you guys are not dead. And then the gate starts to open. You hear the clanking of chains. And then the gate opens. You guys pass through. And before you, you see a very, very lively scene. You see people talking here and there. Even though it's nighttime right now, it's dusk, almost midnight. It's not dusk anymore, it's actually night now. You guys still see people talking here and there. What do you guys do?
Keep walking forward through town.
Alright, as you get to that location, as you're over here, you realize that they built their own dam system over here. As you look over the horizon out here, you see just the ocean, the vast ocean with the moonlight casting a ray of light onto the ocean, creating this beautiful image of calmness. This is by far prettier in terms of looks than Whiterun. But at the same time, with what you guys have seen earlier, it's messed up as well.
I tell Midnight to come here and come look at the moon and stuff. Buddy,
Yeah,
look
you
at that.
guys look at. And then Midnight just sides its head. On the, turns its head to the side and adores this amazing, amazing view that you guys are seeing. Like that. The ocean past the dam.
Wow.
It's calming since you've never seen the ocean in Whiterun. And since some of you are from Cyrodiil, you've never seen it at all. It's the first time you're seeing a sea. What do you guys do?
Tell the others we need to keep going to find an inn or something to sleep in for the night. Where's the inn anyway?
I don't know. There's some people around you. There's guards here and there. There's a guard over here and over here.
It's the
But-
guard. Like, where's the inn?
Mm. Yeah. If you go from here, cross the bridge, right? Take a slight left, a 45-degree angle left, and then you will see a planter box. Take a left from there, and you'll see the inn.
So a lot of lefts. Gotcha.
And then you guys notice the town square. Right now it's nighttime, but you do notice this town square over here. You notice the blacksmith's area over here. So
Head
it's
there
over
tomorrow.
here. What?
I was talking to myself. Sorry. Thought I muted.
And then over here you see this area that says Moonlight Inn.
We found the place.
You guys enter the inn. Usually I would upload the map because there is actually an indoor area of this inn, but it would take a while to upload that. So you guys enter the inn, and then you're greeted with races that are now welcome in Whiterun. For Whiterun is a primarily Nord-run city. You see Khajiits, or cat people. You see Argonians, or reptilian people. You see orcs having a beer onto the side. You see them laughing. You see dwarves laughing on the side with their weapons on them. And then you see some horned people as waitresses, then serving food to all the guests. What do you guys do?
Did midnight come in too?
Honestly, I don't know.
Did you guys step in yet, or just looking from the outside?
I stepped in.
Yeah, I stepped in.
All right, you guys stepped in, and then one of the waitresses, a tiefling. They have horns. I'll show you what they look like. They look like this. They have horns on them, but this one is more of a waitress, so she's not exactly a warrior. She approaches you guys and says, animals are not allowed here because it makes some of the guests uncomfortable, she says. But if you are here to stay, we do have some cottages at the back next to the ocean. There's an amazing view, and we allow animals there. However, it usually costs more than a normal room. That's if you're here to stay. But however, if you're here for food, your pet is sadly, unfortunately, gonna have to wait outside.
But it's pretty much a okay. All right. I'm not gonna make trouble. I just tell Midnight I'll check up on him in the morning. He'll wait outside for me.
So the rooms here are 2 golds each. You guys can. Yeah, can you guys remove that from your inventory if you're planning to stay, or maybe you want to share a room together?
You said 2 gold?
2 gold, yes.
Okay, removed.
Alright. Everyone else done as well?
I don't have money, so I'm just gonna mooch off of
he's
that
gonna
still.
stay with me.
Alright. So he stays with the US though. And the tiefling waitress kinda gestures to follow her. He seats you guys on the desks and says, for now, Sir, ma'am, we're still setting up your rooms, but however, we have some bards playing music on the stage. We have free ale and maybe some food if you're interested while you're waiting for your rooms.
Okay. I just have a question for you before, you
Hmm?
walk away. Has
What is it?
anyone come here named of whatever that man name was? Barndar, Baindar. Yeah, I can't remember names.
I don't know. Um,
He's like good with
Farandor
archery.
and archery.
He's normally good with archery.
There,
Should have.
there's
Oh,
there's an archers club at the east side of the town. If you want to check that up in the morning, maybe your friend is there, but there's no guarantees, ma'am. I can't know people's name.
Obviously. That's okay. Thank you though.
She bows and then gives you a smile as she twirls around, smiling at the other guests, taking food, and then twirls again towards you guys, smiling, and says, "We have some lamb chops right now. If you guys are interested, on the house."
Ooh,
Thank you.
thank you.
She gives you lamb chops, and oh, I rolled a nat 20. This is nat 20 plus 4 because of the chef. The chef. So this is easily the best food you've ever tasted in your entire life. Entire life.
yeah, we've experienced that
The
before.
yeah, once, but now something rolled higher. So this is way better than that. The the tenderloin is just rightly made and it's tender, easily cut by your knife, and then you put it in your mouth, filled with flavor, but not too much, and it also melts in your mouth, creating this lasting feeling. And by the time you swallow, an amazing aftertaste comes from the sauce, and paired with the free ale and free wine.
I
Sorry, with the free wine they're giving as well, and with the bards playing. It's the calm, very relaxing. You guys almost forget all of your problems. The people around you laughing with the dwarves making jokes, and you can't help to overhear them and you laugh. The orcs trying to arm wrestle each other, and then the Khajiits, they're just sitting on the side, just chilling there, looking at the weapons and stuff. But there's one thing that you do realize, Serena. All of these people, they all have weapons. Unlike in Whiterun, people, even commoners there, they don't have weapons because their area is safe. However, you realize because the rift, even though this city is safe, outside is not. You see, as you look around you, even the waitresses carry weapons. Everybody is at least weaponized in this city. You see a kid with their mother carrying a longsword. You see another kid carrying a dagger. Everybody's weaponized here, but they seem happy. This is happier than you've seen Whiterun, and you wonder why. It's almost as if they know that their area is ridiculously dangerous, that they live day by day being happy when they can, because they know that tomorrow they might die because of how dangerous this area is. It seems like that's what you're gathering from how they are acting. However, you guys continue to eat. Hayen, you're in this weird situation that you've never actually been in an area like this where everyone's weaponized in all your adventures. Because you went from Hammerfell to Cyrodiil to Skyrim, and this is a new experience for you. How do you feel?
Uh, I, I don't know. I've been in dangerous situations before, but not where literally everyone has weapons because they need to defend themselves. So I'm a little bit more on alert because why would they need to defend it? Why would everyone need to defend themselves? But overall, I try to just relax and just enjoy the music.
Yep.
I'm gonna go talk to these
Yeah.
orcs.
All right,
If I-
you talk to orcs. Now where'd Nopus go? Oh, there you go. He's back. You back, Nopus?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything for a second.
Oh, all right, all right. You're good now, right?
Yeah.
All right. As you're walking over to the orcs, they're around the bar area. Estel, to your left, there's a pillar over here. And then you see another elf sitting with what you recognize to be a mage playing her instrument. She's the only elf you see in this entire area.
Is she a
As
bard?
she, you don't know, as she starts playing her song on her instrument, even the bards seem to get drowned out by this being. And then she stands up, everybody looks at her in silence, and she starts humming. And then her hum is such a relaxing tune that everybody can't help but to stare. She stands up again, twirling, playing her instrument while she's humming. What do you do, Esto? And you, Hayan, what do you do?
Uh, I don't know. I just enjoy it so far and see what happens. And see. I don't act quite yet.
How about you, Esto?
Is she just playing?
Yeah, usually the bards over here were playing the music, but when she started playing, she played her instrument in a captivating way where even the bards performing at the stage stopped. Then she took over. The moment they stopped, she started humming and then singing. What do you do?
Okay.
Now she's singing, everybody's looking at her. Then she looks at you and
Yep.
makes this motion of, come here, dance with me, she says.
Well, that's an invite. I'm gonna go dance with her.
Alright, you start dancing, and everybody else on the bar also start dancing onto the floor. And then Serena, one of the orcs, approaches you and says, wait, give me a second. Sorry.
You there. You wanna dance?
I'm always down for a little dancing.
And then as he offers his hand, he lifts up his head, puts away his hoodie, and then you notice that this guy is also a half orc, like you. But however, he's well versed in the common language, which is weird for some orcs, because the ones you've seen so far don't exactly talk properly, except for your uncle and your father.
Mhm.
I thank you for letting me take your hand. Let me have this dance with you.
Sure. I've been having a bad week, I should say, so I'm down.
And then you guys start dancing, and then dancing. He holds you on your waist, and you start twirling around. He smiles, And just like you, he has two teeth protruding from from his mouth. And then Hyan, someone approaches you, a warrior, or what you presume to be a warrior.
Okay. All perception. Oof.
Hello?
Test.
Hello? I can hear you.
Test,
Okay.
test. Okay, there we go. My mic bugged out. So she approached you, and what she looks like is on the Discord. She's fairly beautiful. She approaches you. and
Okay.
says, I can dance, she says.
I can. I'm not the best dancer, but if that's an invite.
She's gonna roll persuasion. She rolled an 18.
Okay, I'm persuaded. I was on the fence before, but I'm persuaded.
Alright. She persuades you and says, dance with us. We're all warriors here. I see that you're a warrior and a mage. We don't know if it's our last day. Then she touches your chin. Says, smile. Then she rolls a charisma, of course. She rolls a 15. She's not the best looking person, but her words are really captivating.
Thanks.
No need to thank me. Let's just dance. She said. So you guys dance with your respective partners until the edge of the night, until midnight. You ask the elf what her name is, and then she says, "You can't move, not yet." And then she gives you a smile, twirls, touches your hands, gets closer to your face, and then turns away once again, starts playing her guitar or ukulele or whatever that is. And then she starts singing. She starts singing in such a heavenly voice that everybody is like, stop dancing as this girl starts to sing. This elf, the ukulele, she puts her ukulele down. She starts to sing. And then everybody is captivated. She performs. She holds onto like a string. It's not a string. It's more like a scarf. But she's dancing and then flailing it around in a way that is creating this magnificent view. That as the silk flows through the air, she creates this pattern. That creates it a wonderful pattern. And then she would stretch down, look at everybody with a smile, continue singing. Her performance has everybody captivated. And then she looks at you, Estel, puts her scarf around you twice, pulls you closer, touches her nose with yours, and then releases you from the scarf, and then keeps dancing. Once again. And as everybody is dancing, not everybody, as she's dancing, everybody's captivated with this magnificent performance. It's just that thing that usually you would dance to, but it sounds so good, but you can't help but to watch. You know what I mean? So everybody's just watching.
Mm-hmm.
And after she performs, after a few minutes, she bows. And then as she bows, she lifts up her skirt quite a bit and then bows like a proper noble bow. And then she smiles at everybody, says thank you, and then gets closer to you as the thanks for the time. See you later. And then she starts walking away. However, Estel, roll me a saving throw. A constitution saving throw. You just experienced one of the most beautiful people in your life. Let's see what her charisma is. Oh, she has a 20 on her charisma. You've seen the most beautiful elf you've ever seen. Each of you have seen a partner that is that gave you attention and that is extremely captivating. High, you have this knight in her heavy armor that danced with you and then talked to you afterwards. You guys exchanged some information. She gave you a smile and she she gives you this weird pendant and says, "Here, something to remember me by." Then she gives you a pendant. It looks like some sort of a hammer. She gives it to you. It says, "My name is Lyra. If we ever meet again, I hope it's in the battlefield, side to side. I'll show you what I can do." She smiles, then kisses you on the cheek, and then leaves with her party of other adventurers that are wearing heavy armor with her. And then you, Serena, this half orc, you danced as he hold you on his hold you on your waist. He twirls you around and then makes you feel like a princess. He's gentle yet brooding. He looks at you in the eye when you guys dance. And then he touches your nose with his, just like what you've seen the girl did with Estel, and says, "They're not the only ones who can do that." He smiles, "And I can do that too," he said. "Especially to a wonderful, beautiful girl like you," she says. He says, and then he picks you up, but not in a way that just picks you up normally. He picks you up and then, you know, those ballerina type of way where you just went with it, and he rolled you from his arm to the other, then puts you back down, then gives you, as the bar they're playing music, he then holds your hand, kisses it, and let's see, rolls a 16 on his charisma check. He kisses your hand and says,
As beautiful as you are, I must leave. My party are waiting for me, and we have an adventure tomorrow. I hope we see each other again.
So too.
he kisses your hand once again, holds it for like a few seconds, lets it go, gives you a wink, then leaves with his party of other orcs. Because they were just here to drink, as the other guys were here to drink.
Bye.
But they're not exactly staying here. You, Esto, you've got it out more than the others. This extremely beautiful woman, this extremely beautiful elf just danced with you. That is one of the most fun nights you guys have ever had. The bard starts to disassemble all the instruments. Excuse me, all the instruments they have, and start packing them. And then the waitress comes over to you and says, Um, we're about to close the bar, but your rooms are now ready. Here are the keys. And then he hands you over two keys. She hands you over two keys, sorry. And then directs you to this back door over here and says, when you guys are ready to sleep, just head out on this back door and you can enter the first room or the first cottage on the second floor, she says.
I'm pretty beat, so I take the key and go to the room.
All right. As you enter the door over here,
Oh, okay.
over here, before you get inside, because this is over the ocean. So this entire thing is over the ocean. And once again, you see the wonderful view of the moon reflecting just right off of the sea as you head out inside you. How about you, Estel? Your brother took your key.
Are there still people in here?
A few, yeah.
What are they doing?
Some of them are drinking, some of them are eating, some of them are just talking normally. The Kajits are still here onto the other side, but other than that, no one else is here. Some of them are playing cards, yes.
I want to attempt to join them.
Are you gonna bet money or just gonna join them for a game? I'm pretty sure they're gonna ask you to bet some money.
I could go for a bit.
Alright, but before that, Serena, how about you? What do you do? It's one of the best experiences you've had in a long time. Long time. You head out the back door. You enter your room and lay to bed. And you, Estel, let's play some sort of game. Roll me a 1d20. I'm gonna roll a 1d20. Alright? I'm gonna take a screenshot of this 1d20. And if you roll higher than it, you pass. You win. However, if you plan to roll another, it's basically blackjack, okay? It's gonna be added on top of that number. However, if you go over 20, it's a bust. Alright?
Okay, I got it.
So the dealer gave you a card. It's 2. What do you do? Oh, you get another hit. It's 10. And then she asks you, do you want another card? Oh, 13 now. Do you want another? Oh, you bust. You lose, she
F.
says. And then this is the card that she got. She opens it. I got 1. You would have beaten me on your first roll. Then
Okay, this is rigged.
she takes 1 gold from you. You wanna go for another
Again.
round? Alright.
I feel my brother got addicted to gambling.
Alright. I have my number. You have an 8. The dealer also goes for a second roll.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here.
Alright, these are the rolls. You got an 8. The dealer got a 14. So you lose another. You lose another 1 gold.
Okay, one more.
Alright. Alright. The dealer has. Oh!
Oh, let's
You want
go.
another card? Says.
No, I'm staying.
Alright. The dealer reveals her card, and she got 12. You get 19, and you bet 1 gold, so you get 2 gold back. So you are back to 13 platinum. You made back exactly what you lost.
I'm good with that.
Alright, you heading to bed now?
I'm gonna tell her thank you for the game and give her a gold.
You tip her with gold. Her eyes brightens, and then she says, "Thank you." Then she smiles.
Have a good night.
She greets you a good night as well. Oh, you fell into the water. Alright, you enter your room. Does everybody sleep here?
Yeah.
The moment you wake up tomorrow, you will be level 5. Everybody set your max HP to maxed. And then, not everyone, only Esto and Serena. Hayen gets 1000 EXP just for reaching this area. Alright, Estel, everything is now unlocked for you. Alright. You guys are sleeping, and at the middle of the night, you feel this extremely strong earthquake. It starts to immediately, in less than a second, break down this entire wooden house. As it's starting to split apart, what do you guys do? It's a strong earthquake, very strong. People are yelling from the outside. You guys are woken up by this earthquake. What are you guys doing? The water is sloshing everywhere as the house is slowly starting to sink into the ocean.
I'm gonna run outside.
Yeah, I'm getting outside.
You run outside. Did you fall? What the heck? Alright. You head into the town square, into the park. Make sure everything's okay. The earthquake starts to go and go and go. Houses are tumbling down. Everything is falling down. Some houses get destroyed. Some manage to stand still. But after like a minute or two, the earthquake stops. People outside are panicking, asking, "What the hell is going on? It's the end of the world!" Some of them says. Then Midnight runs over here with some what do you call this? And follows you guys. What do you guys do?
I don't know. Just look around, I guess.
Hey, yo, what's going on?
And then a guard approaches you and says, "It was an earthquake. It's crazy. This the largest earthquake we have ever felt before. By the gods." And then, since it's an earthquake, and you are next to an ocean, you guys see a wave starting to climb up over the horizon. A wave that is bigger than any wave you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh,
Alright, it's time to go.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
As you guys are running behind the wave, you guys see this thing. Now let's see the image. It's not as small as this that I'm about to send you. But you see this thing. this massive thing start to rise up from the ocean. It stands up, and its entire a single fingertip, is bigger than the entire city you are inside right now. It rises up, and it raises its hand, because he rose up from the ocean, so he's just rock and a lot of wet rocks around him, sand dripping, and then the water significantly lowered a bit as he rose up from the ocean, and then he slaps the entire wave in its hands as it growls the deepest growl you've ever heard in your life.
All right.
and
Well,
it's very loud. So he just slapped an entire tidal wave so that it wouldn't hit the people, and then it just stands there. This massive dragon. Just massive dragon, stone dragon with wings. He's just looking over everybody. And then, sure enough, he goes down, sits once again onto the ground, disappears into the ocean as he submerged himself into the ocean. But, as he gets away from where you are right now, across the sea, you guys see this this weird thing on the sky. It's a red glowing thing on the sky. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna look at the guard and ask, what was that?
And everybody has their jaw dropping onto the floor, and you're like, I don't know. Well, my guess is as good as yours, but it saved us. It saved us, that's for sure. What the hell is that? And everybody starts talking amongst themselves, something around the end of the world and stuff. Maybe the earthquake woke it up, and what else did wake up? Other people are saying. And then you have this lady saying, I need to run. My kids are in danger in this place. And they try to run out, and the guard stopped them saying, snap out of it, woman. And then he slaps him in the face. You're gonna die outside if you go. That earthquake didn't only wake us up, but everything around us. Get a hold of yourself. You're gonna stay here and stay safe. You're gonna wait for whatever the Jarl tells us what to do. He probably has an idea, and we'll follow him. The only way we'll be safe.
I think we should go find the Jarl.
I also agree.
And as you say that, the red thing on the sky is not exactly close from you. Honestly, the red thing on the sky is so far that if you're in Whiterun, you probably would see it at the same size, but it's there. And then it starts to expand and glow brighter, covering the entire area with a reddish tint everywhere. Just
Oh, no.
glows red.
Didn't this happen
Every-
in Purplewood? Oh, sorry. Continue.
I don't know. You've never seen anything like it yet. You didn't see that orb when Riverwood happened, but yeah, Yeah, this orb just lights up everything from Whiterun to Hjall March to Winterhold to Falkreath to Helgen to Riften. All of the holds around it. Right, let me give you an idea. Alright, you guys are here right now in Whiterun. Can you guys get to the world map area? Alright, you guys right now in Riften, right? Just refresh the page because once again my website bugged out on me because of the huge map. I probably should lower the size. I'll do it next time. But yeah, you guys are in Riften. You are so far from Winterhold and Whiterun. It's kind of unimaginable that you can see. Wait. Oh, my thing is lagging. Gosh, dang. What? Let me just move that out of the way. Alright, so can you guys see here, Riften?
Yes, I can.
Bugged out for me. Let me just refresh my page once again. It's bugged out for me. We're gonna end the session anyway, so I just want to get this explanation through so that when we start the next session, it's gonna be proper. Alright. So right now, from here on Riften, you guys are seeing the ocean over here. There's a part of the ocean that overlaps over here, and then the lake over here. Now, on the other side of where you guys were looking at, you guys see this. From where you are right now in Riften, if you guys look towards Whiterun, you would see this throat of the world where High Hrothgar was, where some of you visited, because it is the highest peak in Skyrim, right? But even then, from what you can see, this entire area is affected with the red light that you saw. And that circle that is over here. But you guys can see it from way back there. It starts glowing red, making everything darker. Helgen, Riverwood, Whiterun, Windhelm, East March, the Rift. All of these holds, even Winterhold, a part of it, is covered in this red, weird light from the sky. It's honestly like the moon. From what you can see, it's basically another moon onto the sky, but red. And it starts glowing brighter, covering everything in red tint. So yeah, that's where we end our session for today. But you guys finally managed to reach Riften in this mysterious moon, or what seems to be like the moon, is here. But yeah, you guys are gonna you're gonna explore that in the next session. Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Wow, this map is so big. Look how long it takes my character to like travel across it. He's still going.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty big. I don't even know where you are.
I'm bottom right. It bugged out. It's like 1,000. It's like 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah, it's huge. want it to feel like an actual province,
It's
like a medieval province. Back then, you would take days to travel from one part of a province to another.
yeah,
And the cities like Riften are not just small cities, there's like 1,000 people living there. That's why it took the map a very long time to load. But yeah, that's where we end our session today. You see this magical or mystical dragon that rose up from the ocean over here. Because the tidal waves was coming from here, going over to you guys. Your houses were around here next to the ocean. And then the dragon just slapped the tidal waves, stopping it from ever getting to you guys. And then on the other side, as the dragon seeps back and submerges itself into the ocean, you see this red moon. Hmm. And we'll explore that on the next episode or next session.
Hey Josh, is the Dodge a skill?
What?